Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Mani-Geni experiment. I'm Julieta Duval, and I'm your host today. Today it's about, or this video is about being a manifesting generator. I love this. Before human design, I knew that I loved many things. I love several things, and I will forever be grateful for the universe that brought me into my career as a flight attendant because being able to be in different places at different times, like with different time zones and different people, really fed my soul in terms of my need for change or, you know, and then when I learned about human design, I listened to a podcast by, let me see if I can find him. I think they are called Human Design. There are two ladies, two girls. Let me see if I can find them. I think it's called the DayLuna Human Design. So I listened to the DayLuna Human Design podcast on how to be a manifest or what was it like to be a manifesting generator. And I literally cried in the car because they were talking about this person who was a real estate agent, who was making jewelry, who was also, reading a book about history or something. And it just made so much sense. It made me feel so seen by knowing that, that there wasn't something wrong with me. I don't know if that makes sense though, because for the longest time, I used to say, I just want to be into something and go really deep into that one thing. I used to say, even if it's freaking stamps, whatever it was, I just wanted to be into one thing. That's all because for the longest time, it's society would say, or I would hear from society, maybe they wouldn't say it, but I would hear the message that I was hearing was that I needed to be good at one thing, stay in my lane with that one thing and be done with it. And I still do actually, when someone asks me, what are you up to? Honestly, that is a loaded question for me. If you want to ask me, what are you up to? I am going to tell you there are going to be several things happening. And sometimes I would listen from somebody told me once, you have too many coals in iron. And I'm like, it just didn't sit right because that's not their type, right? So it made me feel like I was doing something wrong by being interested in so many things. And then I went through my course with Erin Claire Jones, whom I have learned in immensely from, and her community, from people that do human design readings and whatnot. And the one thing that she said is that, the pivoting for manifesting generators, because the interest comes in and then sometimes he fades away, and there are many different reasons for that. There are many different variables along that, but one thing was that manifesting generators are to be multi-passionate. We literally have that capacity to go from one thing to another and just flow in between all of those, right? And then she said, and then the other aspect was the ability to pivot. And boy, that made so much sense. When things didn't feel right. Again, there are many variables that contribute to that and stuff like that. But as a manifesting generator, I started something and then I knew it wouldn't feel right. I knew it wasn't right for me anymore. Not that it wasn't right overall, but I knew it wasn't right. But then I would force myself to stay in some situations, and the ability to know that, to feel that, and then the courage for me to say, you know what, this isn't right for me anymore. This doesn't feel right for me anymore. And to be able to say that, and then also to take in the either criticism or options for people. So this happened. I was taking a class who started as a really good space and then slowly turned out to be not what I needed. And it was very tangible. I knew that. I was like, and it took a minute though, because I also have an emotional authority. So I waited, which is rare for me. And I'll tell you all about that later. It's rare. I waited, but I knew it wasn't right. So when I decided to to move away from the class, the teacher said, it's interesting how your energy wants to pull out from this when we're getting ready to do the hard stuff. And I'm like, no, that wasn't right. It's not that I was unwilling to do the hard work. The environment wasn't right for me. And I had to be honest with myself, because that's not the energy that I wanted to let into my space. That's not, it wasn't serving me. And I wasn't serving anyone else by forcing myself to be in that environment. But the ability to say no, and then to still accept the criticism that came from that person, when I said no, I was like, oh, ooh, discovery, like aha moment, light bulb. Maybe I'll add a light bulb here at some point. But right now, this is just about me being able to get this experiments out, and hopefully will resonate with someone who has also felt this way, but also have a hard time pivoting from the many things that society thinks that we should be doing. And as always, whatever I share, please only take what resonates, leave the rest. This information is meant to be empowering. It's not meant to put you in a box. It is meant to empower your beautiful, beautiful self, and to allow your energy to shine. So for that, I am always, for that piece of information, I will forever be grateful, because nowadays the way I look at things is, it's something comes into my energy, and then, does it feel right? Does it not? Maybe yes, it does. And then I move forward, and then it doesn't. And then I'm just like, okay, how can I move away from this, and be respectful of other people? Because what happens is often we take it personal, because we think it's about us, but it really isn't. So lots of wisdom, lots of experimentation in this capacity. So if you are a manifesting generator and you have felt the need to pivot and you haven't been able to, please share. I think, in my learnings, in my studies, the shares that have been more powerful to me are the people with different, are the personal experiences that make this whole system and foundations and information so much more real, right? For people, I cannot relate to a projector. Although sometimes I can, because I have some things that are projected. I could definitely not relate to a reflector, but I have been around the energy of reflectors, and they are powerful people. We'll get into that later. But for now, when was the last time you pivoted based on how you felt when you knew that it wasn't right for you anymore? So share, like, and subscribe. This is all new for me, but I love sharing human design. If you would like to have a reading with me, just feel free to reach out. No website, just YouTube video and an email. I am here for you. Yeah. Just simple. It's just doesn't all, just simple. So reach out. I love to connect. And like I said, feel free to share, like, and subscribe. I would love to hear your feedback. I will talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.